Are we live?
Hi everyone, we're
Oh my
live.
God.
Don't mind that you can't see Colin's camera for some unknown
He's
reason.
destroying the evidence.
He's destroying the evidence.
I got a McChicken ad. Oh my gosh, it's over.
My man actually turned the camera off so he can make the bed.
Don't
No, you,
cross
but
him.
the corner's not even on.
The blanket is not big enough.
Oh, please donate money to Pancreas No Works membership on his channel so he can buy a bigger mattress. Please. He needs
The
it.
mattress is fine. The blanket
This is
isn't.
the blankie.
Just so you can get the cover.
Truly suffering.
silly start. What are we talking about today, guys? What's going on? What are we
Beds.
doing?
It's not Space Marines, Colin.
I'm so happy.
It's other imperial slop, but cool.
I like the guard. The guard's awesome.
Yeah.
Formal intro, boys. We're doing Guard regiments. This is the first of probably many. There's so much to cover. If you're listening to Lorecrimes, I remembered to do it now. We are on Spotify. Where else are we on, Andy? Is it Apple?
We're also on Amazon Music, I believe.
Yeah, so if you want to listen to us offline in your eardrums, right, the bed will not be made in your eardrums.
Bed not clean. Thank you, Moody
Thank you,
McShooty.
Looney McShooty.
Thank you.
But I think before we begin the lore discussion today, we've got an important thing to discuss, which was the question of the week last week. I think, ding dong.
This guy's lighting up.
This guy's got
Plug.
people.
It's the plug.
Bro, you're a Warhammer fan. You don't have people to talk to.
It's Twitter. Shut up.
You got two phones.
You got-
I don't want to get demonetized.
We do have a donation by Joseph Pollard. He says,
Thank you.
really tried to hide his crime and still failed at it. Truly an actual law, not a war crime, the bed not being made.
This is a completely unrelated story. I'm gonna say it though. That reminded me of a time that my buddies killed some random lady in D&D and stole all her money.
That sentence.
And then they came over and they piled all the money under the carpet. So it was a lump-sized carpet, and so and they were surprised when they got found out. That just made me think of this situation. It was
really
they had a demon fork and knife. But anyways,
I induced schizophrenia in a lady in D&D once
Oh no.
because her husband was
Ow.
giving me unpaid parking tickets.
Oh.
It was a Sith Lord parking ticket scam.
in D&D you can shoot the meter maid, and nobody can stop you.
Well, if you haven't committed unplanned murder in D&D, are you even playing the game?
No.
Yeah, in D&D.
In D&D, specified in D&D. As for the question of last week, I believe it was, what would it Conrad Kurz would do to you? Or what crime would you commit?
Justice, I believe it was.
Yeah, hashtag justice. First one by absolute chat of the channel, absolute by Crimson Glory. He puts hashtag justice. I'd be burned alive for the crime of praying for Colin to no longer be, in quotes, down bad.
Wow,
Funny enough, there's a bit of a theme for that.
you're a true hero.
True.
New Jack PGM video.
I am what I am.
Absolute glorious man. Next one was by @Gumbo821. They said hashtag justice, improper merging or some other traffic offense. He tackled me through one door window and out the other, using my carcass as a surfboard across the asphalt.
Good Lord.
I think of a donation by Donkey Man. He says,
Thank you.
how much money does Lorecrimes make off of Colin slander?
Well,
Probably-
off of this stream so far, it's 100% of the donos.
It's probably literally 50% of our donos at this point.
We appreciate
So,
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we also
stop
got the
making
first
that bet.
DJ meme of the stream in the chat.
Yep.
It's
Oh,
called his
great.
favorite anime.
I'm afraid.
Oh god. DJ Beast.
God damn
DJ
it.
Beast sent us a meme of me looking like actual Mr. Beast. I get it. I don't need
Yeah.
any more.
I did send to him because he was like, "Oh, he's doing like some Lovecraft stuff for you because you love your Lovecraft."
I
And
know,
was just
I
like,
shouldn't have said
you may have
anything.
heard of Mr. Beast, but have you met Mr. Fish?
Kind of
That's your name.
back to kind of freaking.
What was it?
Oh,
Someone said
my
last
God,
time?
Glory.
Oh, God bless you,
Crimson
Just
Crimson
share
Glory.
this
Glory.
from @private software. Ever think about how your skeleton enemies and know you despite having no eyes or ears? The skeleton that's inside you is communicating that information telepathically. God wants to be free. Thank you for the
Jesus,
50.
brother.
The
Don't
veins
give
in
me
your
nightmares.
body are not wire managed properly. Tear them
Dude,
out. Tear them out.
There's plastic in your veins. You got to get them out.
There's bugs in your skin.
Don't
Gotta
buy
sort out
tuna.
cable management with your veins. Yeah. Thanks for the donation, Crimson Glory.
Thank you, Crimson
That's
Glory.
excellent.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you very
The
much.
next one was by @Olquion. They said #justice. Conrad would skin me alive for breaking into the Social Security office and changing Colin's name to Colleen.
All right,
They
now that doesn't work now, but if you saw me in 8th grade, you would think I was. Listen, I had the longest hair, and there was at one point a dude in the store bumped into me and said, "Sorry, ma'am." And then I turned and looked at him, and my voice that's been this deep since I left my mother's womb just said, "Yeah, no worries."
That happened to my buddy with long hair was like leaving with my other buddy, and when he came back, my buddy's mom was like, asking me if he has a girlfriend and stuff now, and that long hair on the fellas is a blessing and a curse. It sounds like.
I
wish I
went
could
to
have it.
a work meeting with some colleagues at work at an Indian restaurant in Guernsey, and then the guy was like, "Can I get you a drink, ma'am?" And I went, "I'll have a cider, please."
I mean, I don't want to
Pretty much that.
shout out to the bingo cards and me saying something weird, but to quote,
Oh boy.
most critical, ass is ass.
Jeez.
Truly.
That's the most reasonable thing you've said all of Lorecrimes.
For real.
We don't discriminate.
Where's that picture of Shadow the Hedgehog? No, you know what?
Stop that. Stop.
That's an odd thing to say after this.
The next one is by law criminal celebrity here, DJ Beast. He put #justice. I'd be skinned for cyberbullying Colin so much, rigging his Fortnite games against him, and destroying his most precious artifact.
It was you.
In brackets, Marathi body pillow.
It was you.
Heinous. And the last one is @Terreris Pepe, another celebrity, says Conrad Kurz would skin me alive if he ever discovered my Homestuck self insert / fix. Oh god. Truly horrific.
Excuse me?
I think I had an aneurysm even just saying that out loud. But that was the question of the week. Thank you everyone for commenting. The next one is you get to make your own regiment. Tell me everything about them with #regiment. It can be ridiculous, silly, or if you want to be, you can do it serious, but you know, it could literally be the Marathi body pillow regiment, and they literally body people to death. Could be they only do WWE moves, whatever you want it to be.
That made me think of the Cell video. Oh my gosh.
They could be called the suplexes, and they're only allowed to suplex their enemies to death, and it could be that much lore, or it could be a whole paragraph or a page. It's up to you. Go nuts.
Could be called the ex-wife. They whine you to death.
Gosh. I expect some homebrew lore dumps. Maybe we could do a homebrew episode someday for all the lore criminals.
That's #regiment though. But thank you everyone who did comment. The absolute slander that's putting our children through university and college. Thanks,
None of us have kids.
Yeah.
Don't thank me for that.
Yeah.
I'm warding off the baby crazy with all my might, but I can only ward it off for so long.
What is the Saddam Hussein contingency?
He was hiding the star portal, bro. Saddam was hiding the star portal.
Terror all along.
God. We're going like 4 or 5 minutes, and we're already at war criminals. Brilliant. Okay, cool.
Jesus.
Why
Some
not?
point. Speaking of actual lore, though, today we're covering the first of probably many episodes on Ashram of the Tallarn regiments. Who is taking it away for the first glorious, ordinary human beings in the meat grind
Real
of the
human
Imperium?
beings, just like from Drive, the movie with Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
We do have a. Crimson Glory, $5. Thank you. Blood Packs is the best guard regiment. Fight me. Low key, true. They're pretty cool. Before I go in,
Blood Pack from Mass Effect.
I'll post the DJ Beast meme that he's been requesting. It's got
okay.
bald Colin in it.
What is this?
Oh, well, I still have not seen season 4.
Oh my god, he said something way worse to me.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Oh,
I don't
God.
know how to upload images. Wait.
DJ Beast, you're gonna get us
There's a
cancelled at some
website
point.
called.
Oh, yeah.
The URL is too big, much like my head in that episode, in that picture.
Document
There's a
USA, thank you for the
website.
$2. I'm schizomaxing this episode. Yeah, bro. I've been taking that freaking Psychopharma American pre-workout, and it's got me tweaking, as the kids say nowadays.
Has the stomach been rumbling from the pre-workout?
A little bit. A little bit. If I drink it too fast, it feels like I'm gonna get like an ulcer or something. But it's
Just
okay. It's
drink
it's
coffee to
worth it.
calm it down.
If you have too much of it, you have to be wary of the hot snakes.
What does that mean?
It comes out like hot snakes.
Oh, I do be having.
Andy,
a
is this
pre-workout
is this a
poo.
British term, or is he
No,
making
no,
things up
that's-
again?
No.
I made that up.
It's a Halism, I think.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God. If we were Trailer Park Boys characters, Hal would be Ricky, surely. Like, that would be an edit. That a Trailer Park Boys edit. That'd be good.
I like the
And
guy
you could
who's
be
always got a
Mr.
Jack and
Leahy.
Coke.
I'm getting a call from British Columbia. I will decline it. Thank you for the $5 donation, Stormy. Shout out to the Guard and the Dwarfs, showing elves that no matter where they are, oh my gosh, chat's moving.
Oh my God.
What setting they're in, high explosive shells will find them. Yeah, I love Dark Elves.
Oh my word.
Well, oh
There's
my
a lot of
gosh,
donations.
thank you guys. You guys are truly
Very
generous.
the real ones. Ludi
Oh my
Mashuti, $5. Eli attacking a pancreasless man don't make you special, but does make you the funniest. Thank you, brother. I'd be stealing his insulin for maximum gains. Joseph Pollard, $5. Call in Astartes Anonymous when all of lore has been on there.
Mm.
What was it called? Did you go on there yet, Colin?
I'm not, but I without
In
spoilers,
discussions.
relatively soon, hopefully, maybe.
Ah.
I hope.
I was on.
Bro, I
last
want
week,
I
go
want my
check it out.
turn.
It was very fun, and I told them to mention Fortnite and stuff, so hopefully they remembered too. But
Mhm.
Arch Warlock for $2, thank you. When are you going back to the normal vids?
Oh, good question. Because we currently will be the quiz will be coming back not too
Mhm.
long now. We've made plans for that, and also we are posting podcast episodes as remastered audio
Yes.
Yeah.
videos as well. So things will be kind of bit of a higher quality for you boys out there. So we are
Mhm.
definitely we're pumping out more. We're coming back to
Yep.
quizzes and stuff.
The,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
quizzes are coming. The quizzes and verses are coming.
We have a
fellas.
new idea for I have an idea of how it will be in the format with live, which will be fun. So
Mhm.
I have ideas. I have many plots. Tom Warren also donated $5
Thank you, brother.
dollary dues, I believe it was. At this point, the DJ Beast memes are the best part of Law.
True, we are the worst content.
He is
on this
carrying.
channel.
He is carrying us.
DJ Beast
Hard
is
carry.
the like most funny person in Law Crimes. It wasn't a high
Crimson-
bar.
Sorry, the
mean,
comment
like,
under that,
it's-
Crimson Glory says, Hal, as an American, I feel you, hot snakes are the worst. Why, as an American?
Well, it's
sounds
clearly
more
not
like-
a British thing either. You've made it up.
Bro,
It's its
slightly
own
solid
language, bro.
diarrhea is truly an epidemic.
Oh my gosh.
And Bloody Shirt
Oh.
Music donated $2 dues, saying how getting two birds stoned at once.
Is that how bad my conversation is?
It's not bad. It's just like baffling. I think is a better word for it. It's just
I mean, I am a
that
Lovecraft
cat meme with a
entity.
go.
I figured out how to. Well, DJ Beast made it work.
Nice.
Frame your posters,
Oh
Colin.
my
They're pushing
God,
50.
what
What,
is
does that
that?
mean?
It was-
I gotta check out this meme.
Me and
then
He
Well-
said, I'm pushing 50. He's calling me old.
Oh my gosh! Look at that. What?
Colin's
That's a new
one of the
freaking gene stealer.
Colin and Eli are like.
I'm
pretty close to
25.
age. Yeah, like they're the youngest.
Just trying to.
God,
Oh.
I just realized me and Sane conversation of social distancing. God.
Oh my gosh, you
We need
guys.
to get into the law. Thank you for the donations,
Yeah,
brothers. We're
thank
trying to
you
get
for the donuts.
Master
Bunny
Meltdown,
Cop.
Grim RB Praise. Thank you, Bunny Cop. $2. RB20 guy, $2. Late but here. Where are Soul Drinkers vids? I don't care about the Soul Drinkers.
Soon,
Fucking
they're
overrated.
coming eventually, bro. I gotta finish all my Necron lore, and then the Tallarn lore,
Oh, Soul,
and then maybe the Tau lore, and then the Soul Triggers. But they're coming, I
Soul
swear.
Drinkers overrated.
Shush you. Back to the manlet. Okay.
You're shorter than I am.
Yeah, I'm the shortest, so that means I have the most authority in the pit.
He's the
I
king
roll
of the
over
ship.
it.
I mean, to be fair, we
That's
would
going
just
up.
if we were attacked, we would throw Eli at them first.
Oh, Arc Warlock,
You can jump
$2.
off
Thank
my
you.
shoulders.
You want a quiz related to Thrones of Decay? That'd be cool.
Unfortunately, I only care about one character in that DLC.
Elspeth. It's
No.
cool. I have her model.
Is it Theodore?
No, it's Malachi
Yeah, Malachi McCarson or whatever.
McKyson.
McKyson.
How
Sorry.
dare you?
Dwarves.
All right,
Gotcha and Felix is my special interest.
Just like
Thank you so much for the
trains.
donations, brothers.
Thank you,
I hope
Glass
you all
Slaughter,
came
for the
through.
$10. You guys are truly
So
like
generous.
Glass
keeping
laughter.
Lorecrimes alive, literally.
Yeah.
Hashtag Regiment, Armageddon Legion, behead orcs, kill orcs, throw orcs into an industrial furnaces, kill orcs with their own shizzy weapons, shot at orcs with 20 pain blades, eat orcs for breakfast, 8 orcs. Good man.
Truly.
Good man, straight from Armageddon. Worth that one.
Sauteed mushrooms and toast. Lovely.
Oh my
Another
gosh,
one
you
from
guys!
Evan.
Oh,
Oh, no.
This is just the chat. You got this is the chat on
This is
episode. You
donation.
guys. Thank you, guys. Colin, you're 25. I thought you were 42-year forklift driver. Oh my gosh, 42-year-old forklift driver.
I get that I'm aging like milk.
Oh. Like fine milk, brother. Don't let him keep
Fine
you up.
milk, yeah.
Ludi McShooty, oldest 25-year-old in the Imperium. Maybe this guy is a perpetual. Oh my gosh. Oh, then the RB 20 guy. I'm running out of breath, man. Colin's painting is as valid as his bed making skills. Sheesh.
Lord.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
let us
I'm
know
little.
who has
I'm
the
my
most
head.
solid
All right,
I need
I
a
think
second.
we
You know,
could, like,
you know, I
jump
do
into
still
the
have some
lore.
recording I need to do for my own channel. I think I'm just gonna leave. I'm getting fucking bullied.
Oh,
You're getting paid for it, though. This literally is a roast battle.
Are you saying, Hal, if you were sat on the edge of the street and you can just be like, shout at me for £1, you do that? Like, yeah,
I already
bully
have the
me.
weirdest insults in this this murder of lore
I
crimes.
catch my breath.
All right, well, while Eli
Oh,
catches his breath, shall I do like an overview of Tallarn to start with?
Go for it.
Yeah, if you want, I mean, it's pretty much going to be starting with you anyways, Andy, because the start of Tallarn lore is the Iron Warriors lore.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm
love
going to do
Tallarn.
broad strokes with this because, I mean, there's a whole book about their main stuff, and going through that would take forever. And also, it would deprive the audience of reading or listening to the book themselves. So let's just get into it. So Tallarn Desert Raiders are the first regiment we're going to talk about today. We also got $2 from Zeno saying Colin Shaved looks like the Skyrim courier. Yes, it does.
Jesus, that's the worst one.
Oh no. And one from Tom Warren for $2 we do saying, but Colin mocked you on your own channel too.
To be fair, without fault, the first comment on every video is "It's been 0 seconds with 6 views. Bro fell off."
So yeah, Tallarn Desert Raiders. So they hail, funnily enough, from the planet called Tallarn within the Segmentum Tempestus. Originally, Tallarn was this beautiful agri-world. And an agri-world, if you don't know what that is, it's like, what if you made a planet just for farming? It's all green and verdant, rolling hills. Think of The Sound of Music, but every single square foot of it is just like wheat or whatever, and flowers and plants. And then all good things. Anytime this happens, this is a regular theme in Warhammer. Everything was fine and dandy and lovely, and then the Iron Warriors turned up and ruined everything because that's what they do. So the Iron Warriors during the Horus Heresy turned up, and no one really knew at first why, like, the entire Iron Warriors Legion was attacking this planet. It seemed a bit overkill considering it was like, this is a farming planet. I don't know. But during the big final push towards Terra, the Iron Warriors started laying siege to the planet. They virus bombed the hell out of it, killed all the plant life, forced all the inhabitants to get into like bunkers and shelter. Their wildlife died. The entire ecosystem died. Iron Warriors are terrible and they suck and they're big poo brains. And after the virus bombs subsided for a while, the people who were still alive went, oh, great, our entire like way of life is ruined. But we have got some tanks. So some Imperial relief efforts did help out. But one of the defining reasons why people like Tallarn in the community so much is because they just got into they waged the single largest tank battle ever, I think. Definitely in the Heresy, but I want to say ever, because the Iron Warriors already love their armor and tanks and stuff. Now you've got a bunch of mortal soldiers also fielding tanks, and they're just going at it, because if they go outside the safety of their tanks as the mortals, they're going to die from the resulting remaining virus bomb stuff, which sucks. So for months and months and months, they're fighting. The planet is already just a barren wasteland. The Imperial Fists, White Scars, and Iron Hands help in. They deploy a few units, but it's not like much. It's like fledgling forces of them, and they're basically going against the entirety of the Iron Warriors. And the Loyalists won because the Iron Warriors suck.
Because tanks don't care if you have power armor. It's a tank.
Yeah.
In defense of the Iron Warriors.
Oh yeah, go on.
Okay, they were on a tight schedule, and they had to go because we were sieging Terra and whatnot. So, and this was like a personal interest, kind of, that they were assaulting.
I'm just imagining Perturabo now, like a clipboard, just looking at something going. Quotas. Sorry, Dad. Don't hit me. He's got that really scary hammer now.
Perturabo's like a dead rat in the corner of the room. Like, you just can't ignore it, and he ruins the mood.
Tell me, Eli, does that timetable unburn those tanks?
Yeah.
And to be fair to the Iron Warriors, the Tallarn and Loyalist forces had 10 million tanks. So that's a lot.
Tallarn did give reinforcements.
I think that's even worse, that the Iron Warriors looked at that number and went, yeah, we can do that. We can handle that.
Well, again, if you consider, like, they probably had like less than 100,000 as a legion entirely. They've already been a bit battle scarred. Even if they kill like 10 each, it's still like, we need to kill like 100 tanks each in order to win this.
I hold that that's entirely on them. At that point, learn to pick and choose your battles, you idiot.
Looty McShooty also donated $1.99 reducing. When's the next slop stream? Looking at you, Colin.
I don't know. Wait till I get drunk again.
I just like the idea that Looty's sitting at the trough, just being like, slop.
Begging for Colin slop. Oh, I hate it.
Don't say it like that, Hal.
Maybe we'll get another Fortnite stream going.
Fortnite? Possibly. Fortnite. God.
Yeah, we got the other Lorecrimes guys to download Fortnite soon.
We did.
Truly,
soon all will come to fruition.
The amount of crossover between people who love Tallarn and are begging for a Fortnite stream is the Venn diagram is almost overlapping. Yeah, completely.
But following this battle, the Tallarns basically became like the Chads of the Imperium for like mortal soldiers. So, we like beat an entire legion pretty much on our own. No big deal. Don't worry about it. But the only problem is, even though they've been like lauded as like, you're amazing guys, they've lost like millions of their people, and they now live on a desert rock with pretty much no agriculture, no resources, no strategic value. It's just a dust bowl. Like, great, cool. So once the Horus Heresy's over, the people of Tallarn are like, okay, well, it can't get any worse. And they start to adapt. They start to, wear like desert, attire to try and like stop the rays from the sun. Because I think they've got 2 suns. Maybe it might be like a Star Wars thing. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But they start to adapt. They've still got their tanks. They're still basically like, oh no, you've put another meme up, Eli. What's this?
I'm waiting to say something out of pocket at all moments.
Yeah. I'm going to pin that. But yeah, so basically, they've already been battered once, and then a few centuries later, Chaos comes back because they're like, oh, by the way, the reason we were like attacking your like planet that seems to have no strategic value, there's a Chaos artifact called the Cursus of Algaron beneath its surface, and it's like an Eldari, Fall of the Eldari thing. It doesn't matter, it's Eldar stuff. So then they get like battered again by Chaos, but eventually drive them off again. They adapt to the harsh environment by learning to, like grow crops in like certain areas. They mine these like underground tunnels. They live in caverns, but also in like biodomes. And then they try as much as they can to move underground so that the harsh environment up in the surface doesn't get to them too much. They have basically been like a stalwart regiment for a long time, because even though they don't have much, they're still revered as like the best tank fighters in the Imperium, other than the Astartes, etc. So they're in high demand. They're always at the forefront of tank maneuvers. The Imperium loves a good Tallarn armored regiment at their disposal. And during the era Indomitus, they fought alongside Robert Gilliman himself during the Indomitus Crusade. And they've also been like regarded as like really good long range reconnaissance units. They like to use artillery as well as lightning strikes. So they're just like a really reliable, you put them in the thick of it, they'll see what's going on, they'll launch a strike assault, and then any other regiments can support them because they're going to be like the tip of the spear, and then everyone follows in their example. They like to use the M36 pattern las guns, plasma guns, missile launchers. They also wear these shemach scarves, which are like they're used for like protecting them from like dust storms, but also from the glare of the sun. They'll like soak them in water to keep them cool. And these are basically like they I think the main inspiration for them is like Lawrence of Arabia or like the Mujahideen, because it's like they've got like that the desert attire and like the curved like scimitars and stuff like that, and they're really cool. We
Also
got another
Dune.
donation.
I would say also Dune, because I think isn't like
Dune,
them
a lot of Dune.
yeah, like don't they suck the water out of it like dead raiders to
They
store
reuse
later?
everything, yeah.
They do like have like they get water from the atmosphere by using these things to like draw the water from it. But like it's
Sounds like
it's
Star
very
Wars.
A
Dune-ish.
regiment walking around with a
Yeah.
straw. It's the
A
most
lot of blue
threatening
milk
thing.
as well. We got this donation, by the way,
Thank you.
from Reese Crean for $10 dues, saying,
Thank you,
using the
brother.
super chat to let Colin know that my job let me name a line of adult products after Warhammer fantasy characters like
Oh my
Teclis
God.
and Sigmar. And we still sell
Can
them
you send
by
a link to
debate.
that Teclis one so I know where to avoid?
Oh,
Why
man.
am I immediately picturing the guy who's like, it's the credit guy who's like, I want that, and he slams it down. Give me that.
Oh,
I
man.
want
Oh,
that.
actually, frick, the Tallarn literally have a Muad'Dib, at least on Alagib.
Reese Green, truly praise Sigmar would be a great, like, praise Sigmar would be a great name.
Oh,
Give
man.
me that elven twink.
Okay.
Well, we know what's going to be sponsoring
Lisan
Oh, man.
but yeah, there's not much else I want to discuss because I know Eli's got a lot, but I'll just say they like to award each other like tank battle badges when they do like good acts of bravery. When they're wounded, they get given medals called Medallions Crimson. After 5 years, if they don't get horribly killed, they get like silk sashes to show off how cool they are.
God,
And
5 years.
even like
Nothing.
and even like if you're a private or like a tanky, and then you got like this sash, even if you're not like promoted to the rank of like sergeant or captain or whatever, everyone will respect you more than the sergeants and captains because like that guy's pretty cool. And the color scheme, it doesn't matter. It just depends what materials they have at hand. And to this day, they're at the vanguard of some of the most dangerous campaigns, such as the Spinwood Forward campaign, and they're pretty damn cool, I think. And Eli, is there anything you wanted to add about Tallarn? I'm sure there's a bit.
Yes, yeah. Andy stole half my lore, but it's okay. It's fine. There's a rare Hal meme in the chat, by the way. It's absolutely foul. It's that Innsmouth look, I guess.
I love that from last week. I was like, I can't remember what the original one was like. You got that Innsmouth vibe or something.
Oh my god, we've been going for 30 minutes. I can't believe that.
Something about Hal looks a bit fishy.
Oh, man.
bruh.
This is just chat lore at this point, more than
I'm
actual
so
Warhammer
ready
lore.
to shed my mortal form and get
This
right into
mortal
that
coil.
ocean.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but
Regiments are welcome in Lorecrimes.
oh my gosh.
Truly, my chin should be in line with my chest. A full
Oh.
neck. It's just neck.
Okay. Yeah. So Andy went over pretty much all of their like 40K timeline.
Sorry, it was
battles
Innsmouth
lore.
Riz. Thank you, DJ.
But-
It's Innsmouth Riz.
Oh, but I have a lot of little nitty gritty Tallarn culture things to talk about. First of all, Tallarn has basically nothing to offer but manpower, as it is a barren wasteland. Everyone lives underground in tunnels for the most part. There's gigantic tunnel highways and cities and stuff. So all they really give is regiments, but it means that they give a lot of regiments to the Imperium, although they are very specialized, so they aren't sent to they aren't just like sent out to random war zones. They're usually used as reconnaissance scouts and forward forces, or anywhere where they need hit and run or guerrilla warfare type tactics. They are very good at tank warfare. As Andy said, they have the they surprise you with tanks somehow. They, as you like sprinting down the sand dunes, I guess, with tanks, and their sentinel riders are actual ballers. They like skate down the sand dunes and can kick up sand behind them. $2 donation from Donkey USA. Thank you. Getting the Titan Shinji. Thank you for the Evangelion meme. Oh, so anyways, they do use long range last combat. Crimson Glory. More chat lore. Thank you. Hal is truly an eldritch entity. That brain of his is
I have
from another
one
world,
specialty,
man.
and that's Warhammer knowledge. You can't use it anywhere
Oh,
else
man.
than this.
It's very. Man.
The
Riz.
Remembrancer, I gotta choose that, bro.
It was mentioned
Innsmouth
briefly a few
Riz.
months ago when we put the picture up from when we went to Warhammer Fest, and they were like, "Oh, it's nice they met the Remembrancer." I was like, "Oh,
Innsmouth Riz is so good.
So I'm looking very naked.
I
and
actually might change like, my
today.
Steam name to that because it's so good.
Oh my gosh.
Truly diabolical.
Okay, I'll send this meme. I'll send this meme later. I gotta talk about actual lore. I gotta do my
I am
job,
at least
bro.
a
Harry
5.
Valentine, what is that comment? Probably looking very naked mole rat today.
Fuck you.
Oh my
I am
gosh,
at least a
guys.
5.
Oh my gosh, man.
you know what, Colin? In my opinion, you're a 5 out of 5."
Oh, thank you, Andy.
Yes, you
Going
are.
with
Yes, you are, baby.
Riz. Skinwalker, bro.
I also
Forgot the other regiments we're talking about already. I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways, let me go a little bit Tism mode on the freaking Tallarn Desert Raiders before we just talk about memes. Tallarn is probably the most unique culture in 40k. It is very Fremen Dune like, kind of like they're kind of a mix of Protestant, Catholic, and Muslim all at the same time. It's very cool. They have thousands of tribes all across Tallarn, so their culture is extremely diverse because each tribe is different. Each tribe has a different possible language. They have different traditions, different theology, different cultures. The history is mostly delivered through vocal, through oral. There's not much writing. There's not much literacy upon Tallarn. They do a lot of dancing as well. So pretty neat there, in my
I
opinion.
can imagine getting paper is difficult when you have no trees.
Yeah. But as I was saying, the large alliances are formed through all the tribe. Like hundreds of tribes can get together, dozens, hundreds, etc. Like the Bana. The Bana are one of the main tribes, containing multiple of them. But they have such vast differences in the people that they actually fight each other just as much as they fight the enemies of the Imperium. This does, however, make very good soldiers out of them, obviously, as they're constantly having holy wars against each other. But it does mean that if you put two regiments of different tribal alliances together, they're probably going to kill each other instead of killing the enemy. If you read the book Desert Raiders, it's a heart wrencher right there. It's a tearjerker, man. It's a good book. There's two different tribal alliances put together, and there's a lot of conflict, but I won't spoil it. Ludi McShooty, $5, thank you. Andy out here trying to currying flavors with two eldritch monsters and Eli, and I'm here for it. I don't know if I read that right, bro. I'm
Colin's joined me apparently in Eldritch entity.
Trying to currying favor. Oh, favors. I see.
Currying favor.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
Do you know currying favor?
Oh, I've never heard that.
It's me and the two eldritch monsters and the king of the what was it?
It's like trying to get in someone's good books.
Ah. All right.
Currying favor.
Chaos
It's like carrying
style.
favor or something.
But thank you. Tallarn are illiterate. So a lot of them are, yes, illiterate. The generals and stuff generally speak the high language, high Tallarn, or whatever. I believe that's what it's called. Or where a lot of the other people speak like kind of a low language. Commissars often want to learn the high language, as it is the nobility language, and there's war chants and hymns and songs singing in that language. Let's see. They are extremely prideful people, very, very hot-blooded, fiery people. So an insult on one's tribe or family or even self almost immediately leads to bloodshed and killing each other. But that's where the tribe known as the Hawadi come in. The Hawadi are mediators and scholars and teachers. They're a tribe of something like 84, I believe. And they come in and help the aggressors out, because in Tallarn culture, you pretty much never back down. Losing face to back down from a fight pretty much proves that you dug yourself too deep, and it is a great shame on you and your family and your tribe. So the Hwadi help dig themselves out of the hole. 2 donations by Brian Isaacs. Thank you. Didn't Caiaphas Kane, not care for Tallarn Raiders? I'm not sure. I haven't read all the Kane books, unfortunately.
I can talk about this later, but he respected their ability, but he thought they were the most stuffy, boring like pricks in the universe.
Yeah.
It's like, God, none of you people know how to have fun.
They can be very serious, but they do actually, in their books, they have a very good sense of humor with each other. Crimson Glory, Tallarn sounds like Jihad with big sandworm energy. Yeah. There's holy wars going on all the time, pretty much.
The Emperor literally is the Lisan al-Gaib.
Yep. He is the Abba Mushira to the Tallarn Desert Raiders.
Indeed, he's someone who shouldn't have been in charge and caused a whole lot of people to die.
The Tallarn actually have very interesting...
I can read Dune.
Oh my gosh. They have very interesting and in-depth theology. It's quite philosophical, actually. There are conflicts between each other, which I really enjoy. But one of the reasons why they're so hot-blooded is there's just saying something like knowledge given at the cradle is taken to the grave. So whatever is learned in the cradle is carried to the grave. And the first lesson learned by, say, a Bana tribe member is that the Abba Mushira is the supreme ruler of all. Service to him is absolute. And the second thing he learns is that the word of the oracle is absolute, for he carries the word of the emperor. The oracle's a very big issue on Tallarn. And finally, the third thing that he learns is the reason why people kill each other so much. He must avenge any wrongs against his tribe, hate your tribe's enemies from the cradle to the grave. That is what they know. It is the absolute law of their lives, handed them alongside an imperative that rightly says they must remain loyal to the emperor. So they carry their blood feud with the same conviction that they must obey the emperor, meaning if you have 2 different tribes put together, killing each other and avenging your tribe's wrong is just as important as worshiping the emperor. So they could no sooner disobey one imperative as they could the other, naturally. Now, back to the Oracle. The Oracle is the Lisan al-Gaib of Tallarn, essentially. He's the biggest reasons for war. Back in the day, the 2 greatest tribal alliances, the Doraha and the Makali, were very angry with one another, and they almost tore the planet apart with the civil war, but a Psyker brokered their truce, and in the honor of the Psyker, they made him the Oracle, which created a tradition of the people electing an astropath from the people to be the Oracle, who is the voice of the Emperor. Like, the Emperor speaks through him entirely. It is absolute. He is infallible. But he is just a man, and the Bana are very adamant on him being just a man, and he's not worshipped by him. But the Toraneg tribe, which is another big tribe, disagree entirely. It's very similar to the Protestant Catholic conflict, how Protestants will hate on Catholics for praying to saints and praying to Mary, and they say, oh, you worship the saints and you worship Mary, but then from the Catholic perspective is nothing like that at all. $2 Xenon donation, thank you. Don't the Tallarn have lizard rough riders? Yes, they do, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, they have old models as well, which is pretty neat. But anyways, when the Bana agreed to the creation of the Oracle, a lot of the tribes in that alliance left out of religious principle, and this formed the heart of the Toraneg tribe, and they have been at each other's throats ever since. So, where was I? Yeah. The Toraneg absolutely hate the Oracle, and in fact, when a Bana was elected an Oracle, the Toraneg assassinated him, which sparked a gigantic war, so big that the Commissariat had to step in, and the Commissariat executed the leaders on both sides and told them to shape up, and on the outside they did, but on the inside there's still a lot of tribal fighting going on, unfortunately. After the Oracle was assassinated, the Bana slaughtered entire tribes of the Toraneg, so neither side is exactly the good guys. It's kind of similar to a lot of holy wars, obviously. But
is that why they were maybe a bit frosty with Caiaphas Kane? They're like, oh, fucking commissars. We don't like them.
Well, they were also, that regiment was being led by a commissar who thought Caiaphas Kane was heretic, asshole, traitor.
Oh,
So
Buffoon.
Yeah.
We got a foul donation from Kiglo Songier, sir. 199, thank you. So which regiment has sex with horses? Hashtag Bretonia.
probably be the Attillans.
Yeah, but Tillans are cruel though. Don't be hating. Zeno, thank you for $2. Tallarn are best known for effing up Colin in Dawn of War. As good. We should play Dawn of War 2 sometime. The Elite mod has cool Tallarn skins that I like to play.
God, we need to give that a go so bad. I'm actually so excited to play more Dawn of War because I actually won. For once.
God.
And I
You cheated. You picked Mortarian.
Cheat. You have access to every other faction.
I will get the inevitable victory.
Sounds like salty tears.
Oh, we have Ludi Mashudi 499. Thank you. I got an actual lore question. Do Ogrins adopt the regiment's lifestyle, or are they too dumb to understand cultural norms? I haven't read a book with an Ogren in it in a long time.
From what I've read in some books, it depends. Like some Ogrins can be a little bit smarter. I know, like in the Mephiston book, there's randomly a bit where some of them they started like carving their own temple and then worshipping the emperor, and they had their own like mini priest. But I don't think they can go much further than that.
I think this is supposition, just to point it out, but I reckon the problem with Ogrins in this particular regiment, if it's a tank-based regiment, that's a lot of real estate that you're wasting for him to be like loading like cannon shells inside an already confined space. I feel like Ogrins aren't a good mix in that regard.
Wow. Bob literally
and maybe there's like a hydration thing, they need more water. I don't know. But
Bobby, the Ogren's fatty trunk is too much for this tank.
Excuse me?
He's farted.
Get that cake out of here.
We could have just a Hal bingo, dude. Like at this point.
So can we swap some of those me's out with Hal on the bingo card?
Oh gosh. Maybe.
You never heard the term Ogren fatty trunk?
Maybe kids aren't so brain rotted. Maybe we're no better than them.
No,
honestly,
I've seen the stuff you guys have put and sent. You know what I mean? Your sense of humor is actually the same, but it's just a different.
Cell does love BBW, and if we be watching those Dragon Ball videos, I can't be hating on Skibbity Toilet, bro. Like,
I hate fat bitches.
I lied to you.
Everyone's freaking out in the chat.
Oh my gosh!
Thank you, Kill Harry, for saying Pancreas no Riz 3 times. 4 times. I think we get it.
Anyone who's looking for a good YouTube brain rot subtype genre, I've just discovered the Dragon Ball voiceover, like over sexualized videos. And holy frick, they are funny. Oh my gosh. But anyways, we have $5 in bloody shirt music. Thank you very much. Pretty sure the Tallarn helped loose Taros to the Tau. Lose Taros.
Taros is from Star Wars.
No, I vaguely know what you're talking about.
Isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, I read it wrong. I vaguely know what you're talking about.
Taurus is in Knights of the Republic. That's the first
one,
I think.
It gets glassed.
Yeah, naughty Malik.
Oh my gosh. Where the heck was that? Okay, so the Turinag, the Turinag theology that I personally really like. I think it's very well thought out. They believe that first of all, they hate Slykers, which is why they hate the Oracle. They believe the Oracle's just warp spawn corruption. But another reason why they hate the Oracle, okay, I'll read the donation and then I'm talking about this and I'm like, Jesse, what the F are you talking about? Yeah, that's how half of our streams are, bro. Thank you, Angry Homunculus, for the $2 European. So anyways, theology, great topic.
Pounds
in general. I said European dollars. It's close enough.
Right.
Pounds is what I see on my scale every morning, bro. Whatever, man. Whatever you say. Yeah, okay, European. I'll believe it when I see it, buddy.
Bro, we're all speaking European language right now.
I'm speaking American.
This is Washington.
Canadian, eh?
You do spell color wrong.
Hey, we spelled the English way actually in Canada. We still have
the U. It would be color.
barbarians.
But I still say Z because I haven't been completely mind washed by the European overlords who believe in the word Zed. How insane
Bro,
is that?
If it's English, it's correct in England. Okay? Bruh.
Yeah, you got a license to say that, buddy?
Don't need one.
Yeah,
Just need to be
I've got
right.
one right here. See?
Okay, Crimson Glory, thank you for the $5. I guess I lied. I'm still reading the chat. I need an answer. Do the Tallarn rules? Do the Tallarn have rules for SVS? Tallarn don't even have rules anymore in the game because Warhammer sucks now. So I mean, I don't know, bro. Unless you mean rules as in like regimental rules in the actual lore. I don't know. Let me look up what SVS are. I'm a pleb, I guess.
Playing Warhammer
Yeah,
at the moment, to be fair, is quite like again, it's almost like more into the edition recently, as in like playing it on tabletop. It's a lot easier to get into. A lot easier to get into, but my god, is it?
Harry Valentine wants to
This is
kill us,
bad.
bro. I think Andy is the only one I would not sentence to execution. I would simply not be capable of restraining Eli. Well, I appreciate the last part. I don't know why we're being executed for.
Bro, what do you mean? You're here every Friday. You're here.
Tom Warren
man.
says American spelling is more efficient. So true, King. So true. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to talk about my favorite freaking part of the lore. I got the pre-work. He's still like, ugh. Okay. Anyways, so what the Turnegg believe in their theology, the coolest part about them is that creating images of the Emperor denies his boundlessness. For how can an infinite, omnipotent being be confined to an image? They see it as worship of the image and not the power. So as I said before, they also see psychers as vessels for corruption. This suggests that psychic power makes these individuals greater than others. Also suggests that they are closer to the Abba Abba Mushira, he who cannot be quantified or qualified. They become a point of definition, and you cannot have that in respect to the Emperor. I think that's pretty cool. Any theology in Warhammer is pretty neat because they don't exactly go that far into it often. It's usually just corrupt ecclesiarch leaders. So seeing some actual like thought out work put in, I guess it's old lore as well, which probably helps a lot. New lore don't really care as much, I guess, but it's nice. There are some crazy MFs though who they murder baby daughters and kill psyker children. You know, that's how it be sometimes. Crimson Glory, thank you for the $2. Howie won 1776. English is ours now. So true, King.
My god. Man stole the language.
To be fair,
was it?
I've
Isn't
also got my license from the Emperor that just says I can do what I want. So.
Isn't it
Good
in
one,
America
sense.
most people aren't like they're not genetically like descended from the English. Most of it is Irish and German.
Sounds right.
That sounds about right, yeah. My dad's has some German and Irish in him, so there you go. And he's from America.
I mean, to be fair, we didn't exactly send our best in the beginning.
Yeah.
My bad.
And then when you did, we kicked their asses.
Our best? I think we kept. Was it they kept in? They wanted India more because they didn't think they'd make more. They made more money from India than North America.
Sounds like cope.
We could have stayed out of World War II,
that
bro.
bankrupts the
We
French.
could have stayed out of World War II.
Listen.
World War
we may
II,
have
could stay out of World War
disagreements.
One.
We are all unified by our dislike of the French.
Yeah,
no matter what.
true. Medieval France is cool. I won't deny that.
True.
but
French history is actually very interesting.
Yeah,
Napoleonic
100 Years War,
history.
etc., etc. I
Jean
love you,
D'Arc,
Jean
my
D'Arc.
beloved.
I love you. All right, coolest woman in history by far. Anyways, what was I?
What your mom?
Okay.
She's cool too.
Dude, my mom's
Not as an
still
insult,
alive,
genuinely.
bro.
Well, you can't say that. Bro can't diss their mum with an earshot. They'll running dive slap you.
Oh my gosh.
Donkey Man, you were saying thank you, brother. He says independence from Britain is one of the most widely celebrated holidays in the world. True. Tom Warren,
Bravo.
why did the Irish leave Ireland?
Up
they
the
didn't-
raw?
It was like a small conflict, wasn't it, during the First World War, and then they didn't quite get
And so
the
many
North
famines.
bit.
I think there were a couple of perhaps slightly induced famines going on before that.
Yes,
So much famine.
Oh,
To be fair, Ireland might be reunited in our living sort of era, so it'd be very interesting.
I don't. Do we? Is this what we're getting into?
I'm not imposing any opinions on it.
Oh
Just
my
very
gosh.
I like history.
Okay. I'll keep talking about
Do the Tallarn have Irish
about
accents?
Tallarn. We're like an hour in, bro.
Bro, we're not even done with one regiment.
Oh my gosh, my favorite woman is the one who pretended to be a man. Who Mulan? Oh, Joan of Arc's the goat.
Do you want to
all
tell
right?
us something, Harry?
Oh my gosh, Joan of Arc's awesome. I will take no Joan of Arc slander. But I'm gonna talk about Tallarn now if I can freaking survive. Oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna go through some of their rituals and beliefs because that's another cool part of them. Eli's into tomboys. You know what? There's nothing wrong with tomboys, bro. All right, don't be a hater. To be fair, Eli's country was great at war crimes in World War One. That's right, baby. Thank you for the $4.99. Big Canada time. So the first, one of the most important rituals and traditions of Tallarn is the what do you say? The promise of
the comments, and it says in almost half the British Museum is Scottish. There's absolutely
Eli, you just got to start talking. Just
I know.
keep
I'm
going.
sorry.
Just commit.
Oh my gosh. So the promise of salt. The promise of salt is an important ritual that they do. They can do this with outsiders who are like commissars trying to get in. They do it with other people in places of authority. So individuals share salt in a showing of trust and vows. The one in power, such as the commissar, will take the salt pouch and pour it into the other's hand, and then the other slowly spills it onto the ground, and sometimes the other shares it down the line to another person in the chain of command, and this seals them as an oath. Next,
as long as the commissar doesn't say.
Andy cut out right when you cut out.
And Andy is cutting out again. Oh no!
Bro. Andy went mute.
Andy, you're quiet.
Well,
Andy, we can't hear you.
We can read out these donations now. Tom Warren, thank you for the $2. Mark Twain also thought Joan of Arc was cool. Anger Homunculus, read after Tallarn, Eli, fate exists. Yeah.
Sounds very
thank
ominous.
You for the $2, fellas.
I have one thing for Tallarn, but I never know if we're almost done or not.
I am. Oh yeah, I'm almost done. Do you want to save it till the Andy? You're right.
I'll save it.
Andy's in the void.
Eli, just commit. Go.
Okay.
Just commit.
All right. So next, they have ritual baths, and often in these ritual baths, they will tattoo each other's backs using needle and thread, and the thread is dyed in charcoal. Pretty gruesome, but also pretty cool. Random things like when they say 40, the number 40, they don't actually mean the number 40. 40 means too many to count. So if he's like, how many potatoes do you have? And you say 40, and that means there's too many potatoes to count. My brain's on island now. They spit at the ground to ward off evil spirits. Their battle cry is "We war for the Emperor, Ayah," and kind of some Islamic type stuff here. When they pray, they sink to their knees and they face the east, their arms open to the sky to receive the emperor's blessing, and kissing the ground where they believe his feet to rest in absolute submission to his will. Very religious regiment, super cool. They believe in heaven, which there is one in 40k, surprisingly enough, which is paradise after death. And they believe speaking of the dead brings bad luck. Then they have good sense of humor, even in dark times, except for the guys in the Cyphus Kane books, apparently. So, onto their tactics, which we already more or less talked about. Like I said, they're desert fighters, guerrilla tactics, extremely fast. They're always moving, never pinning down, kind of like the Death from a Thousand Cuts type of way to do it. They're very good at outflanking and outmaneuvering the enemies. Their squads have a fair bit of autonomy, as you're going to be pretty far apart in a giant desert. The fact that they can navigate a giant desert is already extremely impressive, as if you get lost in the Sahara Desert, you're just dead in real life. So these guys are pretty cool, if you ask me. I talked about how their Sentinel pilots are actual ballers. Now they're Rough Riders, the Lizard Rough Riders, which they ride these things called Mukali, which are big Xenos beasts imported from Goro Prime. They're not extremely fast as cavalry. They're not overly brave or ferocious, but they're very strong, and they can carry a lot of supplies, which when you're fighting in the desert, supplies is probably your number one. It is your number one most important thing to deal with, and getting your troops water is the biggest issue, hardest thing to do. So they also recycle a lot of water, obviously through sweat and the atmosphere, etc. These Mukali have flat, soft feet, allowing them to run across the desert for a long, long time, and they can go for days on end, needing pretty much no food or water, which means you can kind of adopt the first stages of man, how we can run for long distances and animals can't run for as long, so we can outpace things and outmaneuver things. So these Mukali can outmaneuver the enemy as they can run for days, and you wouldn't expect your enemy to be going for days straight. So pretty nice. They're gentle giants. They're nice little guys. Worst case scenario, if you get stranded in the desert, there's a lot of meat to eat. It's tough, but it's how it is. But yeah, they're mainly used for their endurance and their carrying capacity, and they have cool models. So yeah, I have one character that I can talk about, Captain Al Rahim. He's the freaking actual goat, actual baller. He's Lawrence of Arabia, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't actually seen that movie, so maybe he's based off of him, maybe he's not, but he's wily and daring. Commander of the Imperial Guard. He's a freaking devil of a dude. He's captain of the 3rd Desert Tigers Regiment, but he doesn't care for his position, and he will often lead from the front and go off on super dangerous, super co-op missions. And he leaves the captaincy and the command to his lessers that he trusts, because he doesn't have time for that. He's got to go blow things up because he's an actual G. He knows the desert like nobody else, obviously. Freaking death by 1,000 cuts, like I said before, that's the Desert Tigers thing. He once outsmarted an Eldar Autarch. Sorry, Eldar bros. What are the odds of that happening? Pretty low, but it's GW and Eldar lose. So, but he's extremely patient.
Is what it is.
He will do whatever he needs to win. Against the Battle of the Autarch, him and his men trekked across an entire continent to outflank the Eldar, because there was like a giant ravine or something that they just assumed nobody could go over, so they walked all the way around it. And Eldar Autarch came back with a head on his spike. So he's a very charismatic man, cool and calm as always. He's the same sipping tea on a paradise world as he is under egregious amounts of fire. So yeah, he's very cool. He also has the sword of do I have the name of it here? Maybe I don't, but he has a fancy sword. He caused instant death on the tabletop back when he had a model that you could play in the game. Thank you, GW, for making Warhammer more and more fun every edition. But he's cool. That's all I have to say, I think.
Colin, what was your thing to?
The last thing I had to, just the only thing I had was that there's a small but noticeable subsect of the Tallarn Desert Raiders that worship Caiaphas Cain as a living saint after they saw him take down a demon princess in single-hand combat.
That's pretty cool. Pretty much is at this point.
Yeah. To be fair, Jurgen was next to him, and he's a blank, so definitely helped, but
yeah,
still more than most people could do, I would wager.
Also, Al Rahim was thought to be dead, but there was reports seeing him on some other random planet somewhere else in 40K, I believe. So now I'm actually done. Andy, how we?
I think. Oh no!
And he's gone. So that's how we're doing.
Andy's here to talk about the Catachan Jungle Fighters. I'll summarize them really quick because. Guess I'll die. That's also sad. Okay, well, maybe we can combine forces and talk about a little bit of Catachan, and then we'll go into expert Catachan stuff next time. Thank you, Joseph Pollard, for the $5.
I have some Catachan knowledge in my head. Should I?
Yeah, if you want to.
We will be, for people listening, we will cut this bit in the middle here.
Andy, do you mind if I start talking about Catachan? We can't even see you. This is problematic.
I think
chat, is it Catachan or Catachan?
Oh, he's back. All right, we got a thumbs up. Go for it. All right.
We got silent thumbs up.
The show will go on.
So Catachan.
Catachan.
No.
Chat, which one is it?
You can vote however you want. I'm going to say it Catachan.
Do you not hear this imperial dialect I'm speaking constantly anyway? It is British. It sounds like Catachan. To
It
me,
can
at
sound like
least.
whatever it wants. I'm saying Catachan.
Bruh.
This is not a democracy.
It's Catachan.
And we and Andy
like
were
Jackie
saying
Chan.
we
Yeah.
prefer Catachan, so I know he's got my back on this one.
I do have
God.
more memes to post from DJ Beast, to be fair.
Catachan, I'm just gonna start going.
Yep.
It was when it was first colonized, way back in the Dark Age technology. You look at the planet, blue and green, looks like a lovely little Earth planet. Then their ship, had some things went wrong. The engines, kind of shit the bed, and they crashed. And then once they landed on Catachan, they were like, "Damn, this place actually is the worst. This is a horrendous place to live. The jungle is alive and actively hates you. Everything in the jungle actively hates you. No one wants you here. The Catachan doesn't want you here. It wants you gone." Old lore, you could even take some of the animals on Catachan in a Tyranid army, which has been done away with, but it kind of hinted that maybe Catachan might not be that way naturally. That's also kind of been moved away from, so that's probably no longer the case. That was early Warhammer goofiness, which was more interesting than what we have now, but that's a different argument. But there's a whole lot of horrible things on Catachan. There are some of my favorites. I have these written down. There's the Catachan man trap and the Venus man trap, which are both different variations of a Venus fly trap, just huge. There's where's my favorite one? Where is it? There's the strangle plant.
Jesus.
It doesn't actually strangle you though. It just traps you until you dehydrate to death. There's the vein worms, which
Wonderful.
numb the region they bite so you don't feel it. Then they lay eggs in your
Oh
bloodstream.
my gosh.
Yuck.
What else? There's probably and the barking toad from
Ooh, classic.
TTS Acclaim, where it explodes and blows up through sealed power armor.
I'm pretty sure they have a mosquito that's literally like the size of a helicopter or something.
They probably do.
We do have donations. I'll go back and read the one that we were dead for. From Bloody Shirt Music for the $5. Tallarn also have good friendship with the Craft World. I thought we mentioned, but maybe we didn't. It was Bealtan and the Desert Raiders and the Iron Warriors are fighting because the Iron Warriors came back after the heresy to get the curses of whatever it's called, the relic. Bealtan eventually was like, maybe we should team up with these guys instead of killing all of them. So they teamed up with the Tallarn Desert Raiders. Oh, Colin's gonna die.
Oh no, I just need to grab my insulin pump. Blood sugar's going a bit too high.
Curious, it's not there anymore. But anyways, so Bealtan teams up with the Desert Raiders and they fight off the Iron Warriors, and then they bury the relic to be entombed forever. Then Xenon, thank you for the $5 European dollars. Says Hal's favorite chapter is in fact dropping likely. Hal's favorite chapter is in fact named after the great Colonel Iron Hand Straken. Trust me, fam, I
Iron
believe
Hands, truly.
Colonel Straken is a G.
Truly unutterable again, which is my man Straken's cum gutters, isn't it? The level of ab definition.
Good lord.
They called it in Rick and Morty. Truly an abomination amongst
Xenon, thank you. $10, 10 European dollars. That's like $1 million Canadian dollars. Thank you very much. We've run into Scorpion Society. This is a classic quote. We've run into Scorpion Society's battle tanks. 3 men died from eye rot last week, and I sweated enough to fill a lake. Emperor, help me. I love this place. It's just like home from the Catachan Anonymous.
The real
Catachan.
hardy folk.
Mm-hmm.
Necessarily so, because they have a 75% mortality rate by the time they reach adulthood. It sucks on Catachan. But the upside of that is that you have an army of people that can stare down a Chaos Space Marine and without exaggeration say they had to fight worse as a kid. So, yeah, Catachan sucks, but it makes real good soldiers.
That does remind me of the, I don't know if you're going to mention it, the Night Lords when they attacked. Do you know that part? The Night Lords had a warband that attacked the planet, and when they landed, they realized they'd messed up, and they literally, because they thought they were going to like ruin this regiment for the Imperium, and it turns out like the planet is literal hellhole. So they like that, you know, it literally, you know, the meme of like, I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me, and then so the Night Lords got terrified of Catachan.
That's not even the only time that happens. I'll get to that a little bit later. But I could not find when I was looking to make my own video for them. I couldn't find when they were rediscovered. What happened?
We got 1 second of Andy on the guitar.
Oh,
serenade us, Andy.
Rolf, thank you. If Sly Marbo fought Gotrek, who would win? I mean, I'm gonna give it to Gotrek, but you know,
black hole forms, bro. It's critical mass of plot armor.
Universe implodes. But yeah, once the Imperium eventually realized, damn, these people are kind of kick ass. We should probably start putting them in the guard. They like flamethrowers. They have a whole lot of machetes. Both, you know, they're very good tools for dealing with the jungle. And as it turns out, flamethrowers are pretty great at lighting things that aren't plants on fire too. So they make a lot of use of that in their tactics. Guerrilla warfare, stuff like that. They'll stab you, disappear into the jungle, and then when you go to follow them, either they kill you or the jungle does, because this place sucks. They usually, you know, they don't really play well with other guard regiments. To the point, like, they call Cadians like they view them as like children. Like, oh, you had to watch the Eye of Terror. Well, how bad. We live on Catachan, which, given what happens in the Great Rift, there might actually be some weight to that complaint. But they don't like other guard regiments. They view them like a, you know how Angron and the Horus Heresy had that big old rant to Gilman, like, you courage and honor, and of course you did. You had it all easy. That's Catachan to every other guard regiment. They're like, you had it so easy. We live on this awful hellhole of a planet. I don't care what you're dealing with. It's nothing like our lives. But yeah, it sucks. Let's see. They also tend to blow up commissars. Commissars assigned to Catachan regiments tend to have accidents, with the exception of a gentleman named Colonel Grease, who took command of the Catachan 2nd when the last one came down with a case of grenade in his tent when no one was looking.
Truly a Dark Angels vibe with that.
He was he actually, you know, he led from the front, was a proper regimental guy. They liked Mr. Grease. Only kind of related, Colonel Grease also had an Ogren bodyguard named Nork.
Epic.
I love that.
I love you, Nork. I love you.
He's so real for that. But yeah, Catachan, the planet also has higher gravity than Earth, so their soldiers are, because GW doesn't understand how gravity works, they're taller and stronger and stuff than the average human. They should be like dwarfs, but they're
shorter,
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's whatever. It's Warhammer. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But all their every single citizen's like shoulders are literally boulders, man.
Oh yeah,
they're all jacked.
They like other guardsmen nicknamed Catachan soldiers Mini Ogren because they're just so jacked and huge.
We have 2 donations. Stealthy 47, $2 says Catachan Muscle Mommy. Shoot, I have a broom. I'm shooing you back into the corner.
Yes.
Thank you for the $2. Tom Warren, $2. Sly Marbo and Garchuk team up to kill everything. That sounds right.
Dude, the high fleets just implode. Andy has a book. He's gone.
He's assembling the illegal explosives.
Or how did he get smarter? Did he put a little suit on? My God.
Oh,
see, is that his death note? They put the creators of Riverside in there. That's our editing software for people who are listening.
He's putting our names in it.
True.
But yeah, and they kind of just do that for all time. Be jungle fighters who are absurdly strong and crap. For some of their characters, where do I have them listed down? There's Iron Hand Strachan, who
Epic.
Was eaten in half by a land shark, and he punched it to death. Snuck up on an Eldar army after that, and killed them all. So this is the baseline for a Catachan special character. There's Sergeant Harker, whose lore I'm pretty sure starts and ends with he can carry a heavy bolter all by himself.
He's the toughest MF in the freaking galaxy.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
That's his lore. He's really tough.
His heavy bolter is named Payback. And a regular bolt gun would, break your arm if you used it. Take a heavy bolter. Freaking, they call him Stone Tooth. Sorry, I was originally going to talk about him. So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine.
Nuts.
It's fine. I don't have that much on him, but they call him Stone Tooth Harker, and they have a lot of crazy stories about him. Like he chews glass instead of tobacco, and he places his hand in a searing flames without blinking. And that the worst pain imaginable is a slight irritation to Mr. Living Legend Harker. He leads the squad of Catachan Devils and is a very good problem solver. His picture wouldn't make him look that smart, but he's actually quite smart. He can solve most problems, though, with nothing but pure muscle and payback, so it works out pretty well. Oh, he's got the old Catachan cunning and field craft. He's an actual myth, and I'm pretty sure, his story, he 1v1'd a Tyranid Ravener unarmed and broke its neck, and then killed the rest of the brood with payback. Pretty freaking insane.
Yeah.
All the Catachan characters are
They're
actual
insane.
Gs.
Do you want to talk about Sly Marbo, or should I?
I can talk about a little
arrives.
bit.
He's Sly Marbo. First of all, Sly as in Sylvester Sly. Marbo as in Rambo. This is just Sylvester Stallone.
Oh gosh.
Some
Some people don't even know if he's real. Some people think he's like an imperial saint or a freaking demon or something. He's the one-man army of Warhammer. He is the Marbo, freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Predator, etc. Master of stealth and survival and traps and combat. One time his squad got captured by Dark Eldar, so he went in. He walked right in to the Dark Eldar's place, killed the Archon, and freed his buddies. His origin story is that his squad got killed by orcs.
They were his brothers. He had 9 brothers.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. His squad were in the forest. They all got killed by orcs. So then he went Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator style and prepped himself. He went back in there, killed the war boss by himself, and brought his head out. Easy, I guess.
He also there's a lore blurb where the entire thing is classified, but he blew up a Warlord Titan. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it was just him. He blew it up.
Yep.
My man had no problems with Eldar child like Vulcan.
Oh, he didn't only kill the Archon. He came out of the Archon's place on a pile of Dark Eldar corpses. One Dark Eldar could probably 1v5 regular guardsmen. It's an Archon is, it would kill half the Imperial characters in the lore.
And he's just getting fancier the more we go. It's just noticed.
He's got a pipe.
My man has a pipe.
Strachan, whilst being patched up, was throwing grenades with his remaining hand and yelling, "What a G!" Very true. Thank you, Xenon.
Thank you. I think the bigger your knife is on Catachan, the more important you are. I think that's the thing.
They're like orcs.
And when one dies, they go stick their knife in a field and tie their band around it. I think
the knives pretty they're sought after, aren't they? Like the Catachan knife, they're quite special, and so a lot of people, particularly, is it orcs? Orcs look for, or is it someone else? I think it's orcs who they try and get and trade or take Catachan knives. They fit orcs.
Probably, yeah. Those. I mean, they have massive machetes. Commando. Ah, yeah. That adds up. They're the orc version of Catachan, so that makes sense. They try and steal the human knives. Are there any more special characters I'm not thinking of? I'm gonna be real.
There's new ones, but I don't read the new lore very much. So,
all right, fair enough.
There was a newer book as well. This one where the one has they have miniature power fists on the front of it. I can't remember the name of the book as well, though.
Eli Angry Homunculus
Captain
says the sword
Catachan.
you couldn't remember was called Claw of the Desert Tiger.
Yeah. Thank you,
Angry
Angry Homunculus, for the $5 European. I
we
posted
do
some more
also-
memes in the chat from DJ.
If we do also, I think me and Colin, we might have also picked out a smaller regiment to sort of, if we're finished with the Catachan.
There's one more. Just I got to talk about what
Okay,
they did in the Great Rift
Mm.
when that happened. So when Cadia fell, a whole bunch of regiments just fled to Catachan to be refugees. And the Catachan didn't really have an issue with them coming there, but they said none of them could land on the planet because if they did, they would just die. Except for one, the Tallarn Grey Raiders, I believe they were. Tallarn Grey Company, pardon me. So they impressed Catachan enough. They're like, yeah, you guys can land. And then it turns out they were all traitor guardsmen whose home planet only fell because they summoned demons on it. And then now Catachan was getting invaded. And then all of the Tallarns died. They landed on the planet. They summoned demons. And then the jungle ate them. Like they would, the Catachan soldiers would fight them. And then they would, the Catachan would disappear. And then they'd chase them, and then a bloodthirster would get strangle-vined. Which is I was saying, like, maybe they have something to say in Katie and so have it a little bit easy because the same thing happened to them, and they just were like, "Yeah, we'll handle it," and then they handled it.
Yeah.
Guilt
by the time is a good book.
Yeah. By the time the Indomitus Crusade rolled around to Catachan, there was no more chaos left.
Easy.
That was it. The jungle ate everything.
Jesus Christ! Truly the Chicago of Flora planet. Jesus.
It does bring me great pain to say that while the Catachan jungle fighters do have viable models, they're not only some of the most hideous models in all of Warhammer.
I think it's awesome,
but their rules suck.
Yeah, they don't even have rules anymore.
They get scout.
Do they?
You can deploy them farther ahead.
Wonderful.
That's it.
I love new Warhammer.
They're also guardsmen whose whole thing is getting a bonus on the charge. If you're charging as guardsmen, you have failed. You are playing them wrong. You need a different army.
Yeah,
truly. Only gonna get good rules when they are good models. It's the way it goes.
So never.
Andy's got the VTuber get up going now.
This is my lord. This is my theory though. They're never gonna give Catachan new models because they're one of the last holdouts of when Warhammer was goofy.
Yeah.
So they're gonna quietly execute them. Yeah, but the orcs
are
don't
look goofy though. They're just
they look goofy, but like it's only the orcs that are allowed to keep that spirit going. Everyone else needs to be melodramatic now.
Yeah, the Catachans have the nice like Play-Doh face look. That's the
the Catachan has that Innsmouth riz.
Yeah.
And I think that's really about it for Catachan. You don't need to know a lot about Catachan. Like 5 minutes of understanding Catachan is really all you need.
Fair enough.
They're very simple, but they're very fun. Andy, have I done good? Yeah,
he does. That's a thumbs up for audio listeners there.
So yeah, read all of their lore. Never, ever, ever, ever play and buy their models,
or do.
Except for Sly Marble, because he got an update.
I like their old models.
I also like the guy who. Oh, pardon me.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's that I don't remember his name, but it's he's clearly the sergeant from Predator.
Oh yeah.
Or Sergeant Johnson.
Yeah, he is just Sergeant Johnson.
Avery
Pretty awesome.
Johnson.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna see if I can't.
He's one of those like $50 guardsman models.
And my Google Chrome just crashed, so I guess I will not be looking up that man's name because when I went to do it, it broke.
Let's see.
Oh no, we're not gonna lose another
No, I've got
Carl Weathers. Is that? Well, that's the actor.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's Carl Weathers. That's the actor.
Is he even his model's right here?
Speaking of that, we have any other? Was there like another favorite regiment column as well, or do you want me to go straight into my one?
Go into yours.
Oh well, I've got one that is kind of not really seen since the Horrors like Heresy much, but I found out they do still technically exist, and this is the regiment called the Lucifer Blacks. The Lucifer Blacks are quite cool because during the Horrors Heresy, they were kind of a mix of regular frontline troops, but also they dealt with espionage and security in a lot of ways. They were often seen as like the absolute elite of the elite. Like think of all the normal guard regiments of today. They're very much just you're just soldiers. That's kind of what you expect to do. Whereas the Lucifer Blacks were a bit more than that. They were like an organization that went alongside Legion fleets, and they sort of acted as, I think particularly they're often in like Alpha Legion books as well, and they were extremely effective. There's a bit where that annoying character called John Grammaticus, one of the Perpetuals.
Love you, John.
This guy's old. He's a psych. He's got powers beyond belief, and he almost loses to like just one Lucifer Black guy. Like he almost gets taken down by just one of them because they're just so good. They often like really like sharp, neat uniform. They're very much what's kind of almost like, weirdly enough, it's a massive departure from what is like modern regiments, where like they're almost an extreme cultural thing taken to the other end. This one's very much like, oh, this could be an elite operative unit kind of anywhere. And after the Horrors Heresy, they kind of went massively downhill. They got absolutely downgraded because they'd earned such renown during the Great Crusade and Horrors Heresy. Oh no, more memes in the chat, people.
Well, thank you,
And he got
Dante.
the Colin data. What the fuck? Why am I getting astray?
Oh,
Dante with
gosh.
the donation says, did Andy unlock the Fortnite season pass, or is he preparing to receive visits from women of dubious reputation?
Both,
Truly.
perhaps.
He truly got the
Fuck you.
Lorecrimes battle pass.
Man, less data went on. I
Cross
dressed
battle
fine.
pass.
The Lucifer Blacks, after the Great Crusade and Horrors Heresy, they'd earned such renown. They were essentially the best of what normal humans could be, and because of that, they were often like allowed to like guard places, particularly on Terror as well, alongside other regiments. And this meant that people then were more concerned with getting their, my second son or my favorite child into the Lucifer Blacks. So over time, they became more like a pageant, like a sort of shadow of themselves, because they were essentially filled with, over time, like degrading levels of recruits, to the point where I think it's M32, when the War of the Beasts began, they were massively seen as like, oh, look at our glorious past, but they hadn't done anything in a hot minute. And they were kind of like an embarrassment. But with the massive like war and the War of the Beast threatening, they kind of re-emerged, and they sort of, like, the people who were the Lucifer Blacks at the time basically went, we know we ain't hot shit right now, but we could be. Give us another chance, Imperials. They fought alongside the Imperial Fist, like fight, Last Wall Protocol, and they sort of managed to re-establish themselves like a sort of serious legion, a serious regiment, and now they are essentially re-established back to their former strength, and they now fight as a modern regiment to today. I don't think I've seen, like, I mean, I have to look up what their visuals are, but they are known for like being pretty clean cut, and they're not as wacky as some of the other regiments, but I do like them simply for the fact that they pretty much at one point were like, seeing the Lucifer Blacks was just as threatening as fighting sort of Astartes at some point, because they were like, oh god, we are gonna die. Just like, it's not like, oh, the Catachan Jungle fighters, they're great individual, but this is a regiment that's actually going to like destroy us.
You call it ambience right now.
Pardon me, the dogs are going a bit off.
That's just one of like that's one of the little spicy regiments here. Again, like in future episodes, we're going to talk about, I think the more bigger ones will try and give a bit more of a full episode to.
This is so mean. This is such a mean meme. I'm still sending
People are
it.
so mean in the chat.
I'm still sending you good.
Again, like the Cadians need their own episode, to be fair.
Oh man!
Please stop commenting about things in jars. Please stop commenting about things in jars, please. For all the poor audio listeners out here who don't see the absolute heinous. Just want to read out some of the more heinous comments that we're receiving at the moment.
Somebody said, did Colin just get back from rehab? Somebody.
Jesus.
And then somebody said Colin's not cool enough for rehab.
I have a perfectly normal social life outside of this fucking channel. I hope you know.
Jesus Christ. In quotes by Jack Doll, doors for the jar.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
You guys are
I think that's kind of like I think for now that's like our first sort of foray into guard regiments. There's just so many of them, but we'll probably splitting them up into a few different episodes as well. Anyone else wanted to add anything more to the no more jar comments?
We got time for like 2 Fortnite games, bro. I'm just saying.
Bruh. This is actually going out on Spotify. We need to have a serious.
That'd be a very funny thing.
That's gonna matter.
I do. What is it? Someone said, "Who the hell just typed? Isn't Colin the tallest amongst us? Absolutely not. No." Andy's holding up a notepad here saying this is a successful stream, 0 faults for everyone who's just an audio listener. We're having again never before seen technical issues on Lorecrimes stream.
I hope you read my super, Andy. I love you.
Yeah. Anything on Elysian drop troops? They'll get their own episode. We don't want to talk about too many. I like the Maccabi and Janissaries. They're cool. But
it's supposed to be the cannon fodder when Harlequins visited because Custodians got the guard treatment. Yeah, they did. Thank you, Stealthy 47.
The author messed that up.
No, he didn't.
But I'm fine with him. I'm fine with saying he didn't.
It was on purpose. Custodian L, Harlequin better.
Truly.
Works for me.
Just saying, what? One of those two factions has a god that's still kicking about, not stuck to a chair, and it's not the Custodians.
Technically, the Star Child is still around.
No, the Star that whole thing got undone.
No, it's canon now. Did you know
what did they bring?
End of the Death?
I don't give a shit about the End of the Death.
Bro, okay, we're not going to do it too much now, but the End of Death proves that the Emperor's like the godlike power part of the Emperor, the bit like that empowers saints and miracles.
Yeah.
There's a piece of the Emperor like he cut off from himself, and it's in the warp, and that's called the Star Child. So it came back around.
I hate that kind of stuff.
I like it. It's actually really.
I mean, I actually do like it.
Good. Yeah.
Why can't he just be one guy?
Because it explains the Emperor's like the mortal being on the throne, like the undead / human thing, and then the actual godlike power. There's an actual entity, like how Slaanesh was bubbling up into something. Essentially, is something like that. Like they're about to create humans are about to create our own version of Slaanesh, but it's the Emperor.
I prefer the older version where it's just one of the many fragments of his soul that's split over the 10k years on the throne.
It's described like that. But again, I'm not doing it justice. It's hard to. It's not like a 2-minute conversation. We have more donations here. Drunken Cow 13. I think Andy has the sickest drip of all of us. True. My fashion sense doesn't. I'm like halfway to the man he has for fashion sense. Joseph Pollard, great stream. We got to see the drip Remembrancer.
Andy's UNSC tattoo makes mine look like a fucking.
Yeah, we've all got some, we're all like pretty, covered up.
Lose the shorts.
We're not removing clothing. Thank you everyone so much for listening and watching, though.
Thank you very much
for the donations that came throughout. Truly diabolical start to this stream. Truly diabolical. Thank you for the donations. Really appreciate it. And thanks.
One more speaks to us telepathically.
Thank you,
Crimson Glory, brother. Thank you so much. Next week is, I think, a tier list or possibly a quiz. We haven't decided yet.
And maybe a video game stream.
Oh, we might be doing some gaming streams in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for listening. We should always say at the beginning, like and subscribe and stuff. We should always say at the beginning. We should beg on our knees for it at the beginning. But thank you guys who listened so far. That was some Imperial Guard lore, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.
This laughter is about to make me have another Dreadnought moment. Goodbye, everyone. Fortnite. Thank you for coming. Fortnite.
Truly the Innsmouth Riz.